Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for returning, and if you're new, my name is Joy. I go by they them pronouns, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about whatever I want to talk about and share my life with you guys. And today I thought we could do a get to know me again, but this time I'm going to be answering questions that are randomly I'm going to be answering randomly generated questions, okay? So I found this website that from faculty.washington.edu. I don't know why they have a random generated questions, random question generator. Why are those words so big? But that is what I'm going to use today. So I'm going to choose a couple different questions from here, and we're going to answer them, and let's see what we get. Okay, our first question is, what have you created that you are most proud of? Ooh. What have I created that I'm most proud of? Honestly, I'm gonna have to say this YouTube channel. I know that like in most standards, like I guess like the industry standard, I don't have I guess in any standard, I don't have a big following. But for me, it's more just like the fun and like the videos, and like editing videos to me is a good time, and it's a lot of hard work, but I think it's something that I would be the most proud of. I'm sure there's like other things that I've created that I'm proud of, but this would be the number one. Okay, the second question is, do you have any nicknames? No. I think it's the curse of having a 3-letter name, because how are you gonna nickname this name? You know, like how, like my name is Joy, it's 3 letters, there's really no going shorter from that. So no, I don't have any nicknames. The third question is, what issue will you always speak your mind about? Ooh, I feel like I have a couple for this one. There's a couple of issues that I feel are always close to my heart and things that I will always talk about. Let me see if I could just pick one. I think the biggest one, honestly, would just be why it's important to not have judgment for other people, and why I don't, like, just myself, like I don't understand why people hate other people for things that have nothing to do with them. You know what I mean? So definitely just about just not being judgmental, and like I think it all is within reason, obviously, because there's some people where I'm just like, oh, I have to sneeze. Okay. What I was saying is that there are some people that I think, you know, there's no reasoning with them, but for the most part, just we're all human, and like humans are just weird and amazing, and I don't understand the whole judgment thing, because what someone does in their spare time is none of my fucking business. It doesn't pay my bills. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Next question is, what is my theme song? What is my theme song? If I had to choose a theme song? Wait, why is this? I've never thought about this. If I had a theme song. Wow, this is a hard question, because I have a thing about picking music and shows and movies where I'm just like, I like what I'm in the mood. So this would change. You know what? Let me open my. Okay. So you know how like Apple Music will give you like your 25 most played songs. Let me look in there because I feel like it's probably one of these. I love all these songs, but I don't think they're like, oh my god, why is this one so hard? What is my theme song? Bro, I feel like all the other ones should have been harder than this, but this one is just like, this one's tough. Okay, I think if I had to just like pick one off the rip, it would be Crazy by Fantasia. Because I just feel like that encompasses who I am. Like, you can't be with me unless you're a little bit crazy. I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with that one. I'm gonna stick with Crazy by Fantasia. Okay, what talent would you show off in a talent show? This is the problem with not having a tangible talent. What talent would I show? What can I get up on stage and be like, I can't juggle, I don't sing, I don't tap dance, I don't, you know, breathe fire. What is a tangible talent that I have that I am able to show? A tangible talent. Talent show. I don't know. I feel like I could be the talent show judge. You know, like, I may not have a great talent, but I feel like I could be a judge of talents. So that would be me in a talent show. At the desk, holding up the little, you know, 10, 6.5, like, that would be me. What are you interested in that most people haven't heard of? What am I interested in that most people haven't heard of? I feel like as much as I want to be like this super like creative and elusive and I'm into things that people aren't into kind of person, I am into things people are into. I feel like that is just who I am. I feel like I probably made like a full circle as an Aquarius where I'm just like, I'm so into things people aren't into to the point where I'm into things that people are into. But okay, the craziest thing that I'm into, or what are you interested in that most people haven't heard of? Okay, so my most like off the wall interest. Do I have interests? I feel like I'm getting to know myself. Okay, I'm slowly realizing I'm the most boring person on the planet. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, well, I mean, I'll tell you something that like I do, like it's like a yearly thing with me, but I don't think it's like necessarily like an interest, but every year, and like a couple of times a year too, I will have a day where I watch Pride and Prejudice, like the 1995 version, which is the only correct version. If you're coming here with the 2005 Keira Knightley bullshit, I don't want to hear it. The 1995 version with Colin Firth, and I literally have a day where I just watch that. Like, I plan my whole day around it because it's 6 hours long and I watch it back to back to back. I don't really think that constitutes as an interest, but I really like period dramas, but there's a bazillion people that like period dramas. So we're just gonna move on because clearly I've got nothing. Okay, what makes you cry? Ooh, life, stress, capitalism, death, starvation, things like that. But no, on the serious, it is things like that make me cry the most. I just cried about it yesterday, the day before, something like that, about how unfair is, and why the universe decided to create human beings and create human life if the majority of us were going to suffer, and then the rest of like 13, 12 people were going to have the best time because they have access to money and resources. So that makes me cry. Really took a turn for the worse there. Pancakes or waffles? Waffles only. Waffles, waffles, waffles. If you say pancakes, pancakes are fine, but if you have the choice, it's waffles only. If you could live in a book, TV show, or movie, what would it be? Okay, we have several problems here. I tend to enjoy fantasy books and movies and TV shows. I also really like action movies and TV shows, and I like period dramas. So I enjoy them because of their fiction. I know myself, I would not necessarily fit in that world. I like to prioritize ease and comfort, and I don't like to suffer. And so I wouldn't be good in any of those types of things. So if I had to choose something else, let me think about, like, okay, this is one. Okay, Gossip Girl. I could live in Gossip Girl. I could do that. You mean my biggest problems are like, oh my God, my boyfriend sold me for a hotel, which, ugh, horrible. But on the list of problems to have, it's one that I'd take. So Gossip Girl, the new or the old version. I like them both. They're completely different. They're like the same but different, you know. If I had to choose between the two, I think I'd take old school Gossip Girl. And if I think I was one of the characters, I feel like I'm a Blair, but the older I get, I'm kind of realizing that I'm more of a Serena, and I don't know how to feel about that. I need to rethink everything. What bends your mind every time you think about it? Okay, I think one of the biggest thing that bends my mind is like how small we are and why we do the things we do as a society knowing that it doesn't matter. Does that make sense? Like, not only are we small in the context of like just the things around us, the things that we build, you know, like you're small in comparison to a house, you're small in comparison to a skyscraper, whatever, but then we're small in comparison to the earth. The earth is small in comparison to our solar system is small it's just like there's so much stuff, and we are so small, and yet we decide to make problems where there shouldn't be any problems. It just doesn't make sense, you know? Like, knowing that in the grand scheme of things, we are but a speck of dust in the universe. We could have spent this time better. We could have come up with something else. I can't keep going down this rabbit hole. I can't. Okay, what is your worst habit? Ooh. My worst habit. Okay, I will say my worst habit is that whenever, and this is like an unconscious habit to the point where like I don't even realize I'm doing it until I'm like almost out of it, is that whenever things are going well, or like I've kind of like gotten into a routine of doing something, I have a really bad habit of, I guess, like self-sabotaging unconsciously or subconsciously, to the point where that I like wake up one day and I'm like, oh my God, I like fucked everything up and I gotta like rebuild, because I'm in that right now. And it happens so quickly. And I don't know if it's a habit or if it's just like, you know, my depression and anxiety that kind of causes it to happen. But either way, I guess that's a bad habit. I've kicked a lot of my bad habits, which hooray for me. Yeah, that's probably like one of the big ones. One of the big ones. What was the best compliment you've ever received? The best compliment I've ever received. I don't be remembering this shit. That's bad. Do people remember things like this? Because I don't. The best compliment I've ever received. I really don't remember these things. I have the memory of a goldfish. I don't know, but I always do like when people compliment me. You know, like when people compliment me, that stuff sticks around. But yeah, no, I can't fucking remember. And I'm not gonna try and strain my brain to remember. Okay, next question is, what's the worst movie you've ever seen? There's so many. There's so many. I could list them off. Okay, Devil All the Time. Watched that entire 2-hour, 3-hour, whatever movie. It was just a waste of Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson, and I just did not enjoy that. I watched Mortal Kombat. I don't know nothing about the games, but I don't think that's what the people meant when they asked for a Mortal Kombat movie. That was atrocious. I watched Jujutsu Kaisen. No, it was just Jujutsu. Jujutsu Kaisen is the anime. I like the anime. It's just Jujutsu. The one with Nicolas Cage, who I love watching Nicolas Cage movies, and some of them are really bad, but this one couldn't even be saved by Nicolas Cage. It was just a bad movie. I think it took me 2 days to finish it, which is how I know that it was bad. Because if I gotta come back to try and finish it because I thought maybe I fucked up the day before, bad movie. I didn't like The Irishman. I don't understand those movies. It was a 2-hour road trip with old men, which sounds like a horror movie to me. I made it like an hour and a half, I think, and it was still more, and I was not interested. Because I'm pretty sure what's his face, whoever that director is, has made that same mobster movie 8 million times. We don't need another one. We don't. It's gonna be the last question. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? This is such a generic question that I never really have an answer to. I don't know, okay? Can I say that I would have Superman's powers so I can just have more than one at the same time? I think that's a cop-out. So if I had to choose one superpower to have, what would it be and why? Jeez. I think I always want to be like invisibility, but that's just, it doesn't come in that useful. When I want to read people's minds, I don't really care about people's thoughts that much to want to know what they're thinking. Teleportation, how fast do you really need to get anywhere? X-ray vision, I already have bad vision. I feel like that would hurt my eyes. What is left? Super speed, not interested. Super strength, what am I lifting that I need super strength? I don't really want to fly. I don't really do heights. I don't like heights without a seatbelt, so I can't really fly. Oh, fucking hell, I feel like this should be a lot easier. I feel like this is one of those questions that you're supposed to know like from like when you're a kid, but I never asked myself this damn question when I was a kid. So let's see. If I had to have a superpower, what would it be and why? You know what? Okay, if I had a superpower, I would choose a time travel. Because I'm really interested in knowing what's gonna happen in the next 200 years. But I don't wanna live that long, you know? Like I don't wanna be immortal because it's just, I feel like this is just not, it's all going downhill. I don't think I need to be alive for it, but it would be nice to know, you know, just like a little zoopity into the future and be like, how's it going? Have we burned the earth yet? This is a very, like I'm being very pessimistic. I don't even know why. But truly, that is why I would choose time travel. That's all I got. Okay, so I'm gonna stop with those questions. You are very welcome for this short video because I don't really like short videos, but I thought I would give y'all one here. Pow. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other questions that you think I should answer in another get to know me video, because I could see myself doing more of these. This was fun. I'm also gonna put the link for the generator in the description below. But again, if you have any other questions that you think I should answer, my brain needs to let my mouth catch up. Put them in the comments, and then I'll answer them in another future video. But thanks you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button, and you'll, with that little bell, it'll be like ding. There's a lot happening here today. There's like a lot of energy. But yeah, I will see you guys next week for another video, and that's it. I don't know what else I was waiting for, so see you guys later.